heart and soul. Yeah. Welcome back to the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network, folks. And we have a call on the line, a special guest. Hello, sir. What can we do for you tonight?
Yeah, I miss singing that song.
Yeah. I had to get that deep one in there for you. But ladies and gentlemen, the Gunslinger himself, Jeff.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Well, hey. So I got a ton of questions about what happened at the thing, but, you know, I tried to watch. I don't know how you guys do this internet stuff. It's driving me nuts with the bouncing back and forth and the questions and Dave, stop already. You know, you don't like him, that's fine. He's our guy. We're backing him. Just back up.
Just chill out.
Go on somebody else's thing. I mean, you know, stay with us, but go advertise the other guy on somewhere else.
A different medium, or consider Katie Porter as governor.
Because if we don't stick together, that's what we're going to end up with. You know, this. I mean, you guys already covered no on 50, and that's an obvious. But you know, we don't want Katie Porter. Anyway, so here's the update, guys. Okay, so this all started with back pain that was kind of screaming through my back and into my chest. I went into the doctor. I took a battery of tests. They said I had an abnormal heartbeat. Okay, fine. Then I go and I got to do a stress test. They say the same thing. Abnormal heartbeat. Okay, fine. Then I did an angioplasty. Now this is 10 days ago. I did this angioplasty, and they said, "Oh dear, your main artery has 90% blockage." Well, you know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boomba. And he says, yeah, you know, we're going to have to go in because where the blockage is, it's in the bend of your artery, and you cannot put a stent in a bend because the end of it will be sticking into another artery. So they're going to have to crack my chest open and give me a bypass. So then last week I went in and I did an echocardiogram, which shows your heart beating from 50 different directions, and that went real good. So my heart's doing fine except for this 90% blockage. And apparently with, I won't say Kaiser, but the people that I go through, did I just say that out loud? Apparently 90% just isn't that bad of a block, and I'm literally sitting and waiting. So, you know, they don't want me driving, they don't want me doing anything, but, you know, Mark and Jimmy, you guys know me a long time. Sitting on the couch for me is like...
It's not your game.
You know, you might... Yeah, I mean, I'm going nuts here, and it's only been a couple of days. So I have another appointment again tomorrow, but I think it's just a checkup for my blood pressure for some odd reason. And all I'm doing is sitting and waiting for the doctor to call and say, okay, come on in. And, you know, with the health care that I have, I'm sure I'll be in sometime this year.
Oh boy, yeah, you're definitely not a knitter and a sitter, so I can imagine you are just ripping out your hair right now.
It kind of, sort of. It's been rather unpleasant, and you know I can't do a whole bunch because I am getting pain in the top of my chest, and my doctor said, well, if you have pain, go in. But it's like, well, yeah, but I don't want to waste a whole day sitting in an ER. And then they just go, okay, you can go now.
Right. You know, I mean, you're okay. They already know, right?
Yeah, you know, and then it's like, you know, no offense to anybody in the ER, but you know what? You go to a hospital, you end up getting sick. And I don't think I need any flu or COVID or anything right now.
Yeah, you don't need
I just want to get in, get this done, and get out. Now, here's what I got lined up. Of course, you know, KRLA came out, Scott and Kevin on Friday, and they hooked me all up so that I could be on with you guys tonight. And of course, that crashed and burned and didn't work.
I love that pause. You caught yourself.
Thus the phone call.
I mean, you guys have been with us 6 years. Does any of this surprise you whatsoever? You know, it's all ready to go. Oh, it doesn't work.
A well-oiled machine.
Yeah, so I'm just down to calling in, but that's the story on that. On the November 2nd, I've got Leon and George going to come in, so you guys, you know, assuming that which is a huge assumption, but assuming I have my operation by then, I won't be able to probably make it unless, somehow they can hook up smoke signals or something. Has anybody got 2 tin cans and a really, really long string? Maybe we can make that work.
They have the technology.
If you would beat on a hollow log with these sticks.
Semaphores. Anybody got semaphores out there? I don't know, but anyway, so that's the story on all that. So I got on the 2nd, and then, of course, Rick said if need be, he'll come sit in for me the week after that. But again, this is all on an assumption that I get in to see these people, because right now they're treating me like I'm you.
Yeah, like you're fine now, but you just told me I had 90% blockage. How fine am I really?
Yeah. And to tell you the stress and strain that this has put on my family, I mean, it's bad enough on me, but it's not fair to them. I mean, can you imagine, your dad is sitting there, well, I could have a heart attack or a stroke literally any moment.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But, go ahead and kick back and watch TV on your couch.
We'll take our time here.
Enjoy me TV. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's like, what are you, a sissy? You're not at 98%. What was I thinking?
Our threshold is much higher. Jeez.
Yeah, so any which way. So, I'm just pulling my hair out, sitting around the house and not doing much. But that's enough of that crapola. So, fill me in on what happened. How was Chad?
Chad was.
If I may, we had the pleasure of listening to the 2 primary Republican candidates for the governor. Okay, I'll start by saying Steve Hilton gave a very good presentation in terms of what it is that he sees for California. He has a real positive vision.
Yes, he does have a vision.
But Bianco comes across. There was a little bit of, I don't want to say this, a little bit of carnival huckster. I mean, he was definitely working the room. Bianco came on, and Bianco shares a similar vision, but was much more forceful without the theatrics.
Yeah, he even prefaced it that this is not going to be your run-of-the-mill political speech. I want you guys to know who I am, what I'm doing here, and what I've already done. And the way the crowd reacted to how he gave his speech and how he spoke to us as a fellow Californian now, we learned some of the backstory, how he fell in love with the California and all, but
you'll appreciate the fact he came out here for a little league game from Utah.
Yeah, he was in the
and he saw what he called the California dream.
Yeah, and that kind of...
Can I knock down a couple of the things that he said? Because I thought this was great. His vision is to save California, as he says, not just for me, but for my kids and their kids' kids. Okay, he pointed out that this is the only state that taxes military retirement pay.
Huge.
He is tired of public safety being laughed at. There is no public safety from criminals. And furthermore, the disasters that have taken place in California, the fires, the floods, everything. There's so many of these things are not acts of nature. They're not global warming. They're caused by catastrophic government failure. And he is in place to do something about this. And then he says, and this is what I have done. As people watch the No Kings marches, he made the point that didn't see any No Kings marches in any of his cities.
Nope.
Because, as he said, we monitor their websites. We want to know what they're up to and if they're going to be up to any malfeasance or any danger or anything. And he says, whatever you do, not in Bianco territory, because if you do misbehave, we can't help you.
Nope. Yeah, he put it out there plain and simple, and he even gave, like, for this Prop 50 and for the governor's race, he gave out the percentages of how and why we should be going out there, talking to the people that are undecided, even the opposing side, and let them know, are you happy with this? Are you happy with that? And he gave out his realistic viewpoint of how he can change everything and what he's going to do the first couple days. If anyone hasn't been been to Bianco for Governor, you can see a bunch of great stuff, or any of his social media stuff. Again, Steve Hilton went out there and he did very energetic, very pro-California, trying to relive the California dream and all. And it was good to hear that we have two people on our side running for governor, trying to change California back to the beautiful state it used to be. Maybe we may seem a little biased because we do have a bit of a connection with Chad, but he gave such a down-to-earth, non-political speech where you thought you were listening to a politician just tell you kind of things you need to hear or want to hear, but he talked to us as a Californian who wants and needs us to be safe.
And adults. I want to offer two more things really quickly that really struck me. He's got a $1.3 billion budget as the Riverside County Sheriff. That's a whole lot of money, so he's got experience dealing with that, right? He ends up in the black every year.
Every year, folks. So he knows
ends up in the black.
He's going to be his own Doge, pretty much.
And he made another real good point. And again, he was very generous to Steve Hilton, which I thought was very, very good. They were both very respectful of one another. But he made a real good point. That is, if we're going to win the governor's race, we need some Democratic votes. And he thinks he can get them. And he made this telling point.
I wrote it down.
What does Steve Hilton do for a living?
He is a broadcaster on a specific news station.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that news station has been so vilified by the left that he says people who might want better would not cross the line for a Fox News host.
Yeah, especially a celebrity Fox News host that's been maybe propped up to be so, and that's going to be a very difficult hill for him to come over.
Yep.
So,
well, I think he got that idea from me because I've been saying that for how long?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great point.
It's absolutely
a great point.
Yeah.
So we could vote for either one of the talking points, but you got to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Chad, Scott behind the scenes, we were told we could no longer, because he's running for governor, have him on the show because Chad has been a repeat guest of ours several times. But now that he's running for governor, we've been told by the uppity ups that we can't have him on. But we got the okay today.
Yeah, we talked to Scott that if we're going to have any type of guest like in that caliber, he needs to get the proper paperwork in and all. So,
and we're glad to do it.
And since they screwed up me being on the show tonight so bad, I'm gonna ride them like a rented horse tomorrow and make sure we get this in tomorrow so that we can have Chad on soon and hopefully often.
It would be good. Either choice is going to be superior to anything the Democrats have to offer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, they're sending us out on music already, Jeff. Do you want to...
Well, don't hang up on me because it's my damn show and I want to talk longer.
Okay, hey, you know what? You do what you want. This is the Gunslinger.
Hey, Jimmy, just leave it where it's at, and when you come back from the break, I'll still be here.
Okay, we have Eric on the line from Santa Ana. We'll get to you as soon as we get over everything on this side, and then you guys feel free to call in. Again, 866-870-5752. We're going to continue with Jeff right after the break, and you're listening to the Gunslinger Radio program.